All right, everyone. So we're back for another quick Ark Ascended mod review. So again, we do currently have a Ark Ascended community Discord server running. It does have the current mods that you will see in the most recent mod reviews for Ascended by me, Juan Heda. They are on the server, so if it's something that you're interested in, you want to try, just subscribe to the channel and join the Discord, and we would love to have you join us. So with that being said, next up that I was unaware of that I have tried, and maybe everyone else knows all about it, but it is called Automated Arc. Now, again, like I have said in my other mod reviews, we are all looking for replacements to some of the things that we used to have. Anybody who played Arc with mods, obviously we are spoiled. Absolutely spoiled. There's a lot of cool things we could do, a lot of things that we could have to make our jobs a little easier. So that I know that is something that probably a lot of people are missing. So we're going to talk about automated Arc. I do think it's really great. It is still being worked on. It just had an update while I was trying to do this. So, it's obviously going to change. And one of the things I do want to say that I really personally miss was as part of the SS Plus mod, you had the pull option. So you could pull resources into your benches so you didn't have to go running around looking for your thatch and your wood and your stone in order to create things. So I was really in search of something that did that, which made me land across this mod. Now it doesn't just do that, and there is a few moving pieces to it and whatnot, so it's not as simple as some of the things that we're used to, but it's pretty great. So I did want to talk about it. So it's definitely on my best mod list currently for ASA, which I know we will change frequently because they are changing by the second. Mods are released by the minute. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about the automated arc really quick. So in your inventory, you will find your automated arc bench that you will have to create. It is called the AA workbench, and within this workbench is where you'll get to make all of the stuff and all of the things that you need to make stuff work. Okay, so we're gonna go into the base really quick because I obviously have the bench made because I really, really do love mods, and I like trying some of the new mods, especially ones that make my life easier. So here is the bench. It looks awesome. Really great job on the bench itself. So if we go into the inventory of the bench, you've got your dino leash, if anybody's interested in that. It's not really something I personally have ever used, but it's a cool thing. So let's get right into it. So in here, first things first, before we talk about all the stuff in here, this control console is super important. You can see there, you need one of these in your base for the magic to happen. Put this in the center of your base and be sure to enable auto sorting after you have set up your OCD storages, and don't say they didn't warn you. All right, so this just takes 5 pieces of metal, really simple to make, easy peasy, and it's done. And we'll run over here and I'll show you where it's at. So this little console is what is going to make your pull features work. So I know with a lot of the tech boxes and stuff as well, you could have that option that it would pull all the stuff out of your dinos and out of storages and whatnot. This is kind of what that does. So it is set. You can change it. You can show the pull range, obviously, which we're not going to see while we're in the base, but you'll see when we get back outside. And you can pick what it is pulling from. So we do have, obviously, it pulling from any of the dinos that are around the base. So automatically everything is just going to be put in here. And that's pretty much the gist of this portion of it, okay? But that you do require one of these in order for the pull functions to work. All right, so back to the bench. I wanted to go over that because I thought that's obviously important. They're obviously stressing it. Okay, so another thing, in order to make any of the pull functions work, not only do you need this control console, but you do have to replace your existing regular old benches. So you've got your mortal and pestle here. I will show you that in a minute, so we won't go back and forth again. We just walked by it. But that is your mortal and pestle. You will need to make your fabricator. You will need to make your smithy. Those are all your normal things, obviously. The fridge, anything that you have stored away in this, the AAOCD vault. So you want to keep, personally, I've just been throwing all of my resources in there. And as long as I have these benches with the smithy and my fabricator one and so on and so forth set up, I can use the pull option, and it's pretty cool. So you can see I'm in here. You can see what the pull resources looks like. You can change how much you want. If I wanted to do 100, I can confirm that. It'll stay that way. I pick what I want, and I'll pull the resources for that. I obviously don't want 100 of those. So now, with that being said, here is the OCD box vault that I told you about that I was just throwing my resources into. Here is the mortal and pestle. So if I wanted to make a bunch of spark powder, which I probably don't have the resources in there to be able to do it, I would hit pull resources. Actually, I have a little bit on me, so why don't I throw that in there and you can at least see a little bit. All right, so there you go. We just pulled the resources. I don't have to worry about searching my base for it. Wham, bam, we're done. The other thing about these benches, the crafting on them is a bit faster. All of this can be changed in the ini settings. So if you go to the mod page itself, the developer of the mod does have some suggested time frames, ranges and speeds as far as the crafting station goes that he personally uses. What I have set up on the server is just default. I did not change anything, so it is how the mod comes. Yes, everything is still faster. So here is the smithy. It's the same smithy that we're used to. Same old smithy. It's got a little A on the corner of it there over there. So you know. It's set up to pull the resources as well. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really different about it. It's just that none of your resources are really going to be in your benches because it's all going to end up in here or in there if that's where you're choosing to put them. And obviously, you can pull anything you need. All right? So with that being said, along with obviously the awesome pull function that I don't know if anybody else was missing, but I certainly was missing. So that problem solved. Okay? We have some things that I know everyone is missing. So anyone who uses the Dino storage, I do have a mod review on it for Ark Survival. It is definitely a community favorite on our servers. It is on every server that we currently are running. However, it is not converted over to ASA and probably will not be for a few months. It is coming. From what I can tell on their Discord, but it's not coming right this second. So we needed a replacement for things like incubating our eggs, collecting our eggs, simple things, poop, collecting all the feces and stuff. And that's something that's a struggle. The gardening portion of this. So we're missing even on the SS Plus. We don't have a gardener to just automatically put in the fertilizers and do all that kind of stuff. So this mod definitely has a few things in it to make our lives a little bit easier. As far as that goes, you did see my mini forge over there, so I know you all were looking at it. So it does have a mini industrial forge, cooking metal, burning wood for charcoal in this is significantly faster and obviously doesn't cost nearly as much as an industrial forge, but it does just as good a job, if not faster. It obviously has your typical industrial cooker, so again, anything that you would need to be able to pull from, you're going to make. I already went over that, but that is there. You can make your kibbles. You can do what you need with that. Okay, so you can see a few things on my screen that we'll talk about. Oh, there is the preserving bin as well. While it's there, that is going to make making jerky so much easier. So anybody who probably used, I don't know, lots of different mods out there, but there's lots of mods that made making jerky a lot faster. This is one of them. It does use electricity, but it is a lot faster. So it is great. So, why don't we talk about the garden really quick? So, collecting poop, making compost, pain in the butt, it takes forever. And who wants to stand around their base collecting poop all day? You obviously, at some point, for people who don't play with mods, you would have gotten yourself a dung beetle, and that does your work for you. So, this does have something to handle this. You can see the compost bin. So, this will, if you have a dung beetle, automatically put any poop into the dung beetle so it can make fertilizer. It also collects poop and will pull thatch directly from your base automatically, and make compost or fertilizer in a fraction of the time. In addition to that, if you set up the toilet will then take that fertilizer and automatically, well, not automatically, but it will distribute it to the crops for you, and I will show you all how we do that. So we'll go take a look at some of these benches, and then of course there is the egg crate. The egg crate will help you obviously collect all those eggs that are dropping, now that we don't have a dino storage to automatically collect them. So this is obviously a lifesaver, and I will show you what that looks like. And there is the air conditioner for incubating the eggs, so that's obviously going to make things a bit faster. In addition to that, the generator that can be made in here, it is wireless. I know, everyone wanted a wireless generator in Ark. There you have it, wireless generator in Ark. This generator obviously will help power your base. You don't require any of the cables, so you don't have that ugly looking things going around. The other thing too, it has a refrigerated feeding trough. I have one built outside, so that's pretty cool. Keeps everything refrigerated. Can't go wrong. Definitely can't go wrong. The other thing, which I don't generally use, but for any of you guys who do a mine wipe before we go look at all these benches, I know I'm talking fast, but this is pretty cool. So this will actually save your current character settings. So if you do a mine wipe, you can automatically just put yourself back to the way it was instead of having to remember where you put all your levels, basically. All right, so without further ado, I wanted to show you some of these really awesome things. So you can see here is the industrial forge. I will show you that really quick. I have spark powder in it because if you do burn your metal with wood, you'll see why you don't want to do that. The wood just goes that fast, and it's just honestly pointless. But that will burn your metal a hell of a lot faster. Okay, so over here, you can see I do have the toilet set up and I do have the compost set up. So if we look in here, it's automatically, I did have to stop it from pulling the thatch, which I'm going to have to restart it because I'm out of thatch at this point, because it was taking the thatch so fast when I'm trying to craft something. It was pulling the thatch out of the benches before I could even make things. So the fertilizer will automatically just create in here. What you will have to do, so it won't automatically put things where you have to where you need it, you have to go over to the toilet. If you hold the E button, you'll get your radial menu, and you would click pull fertilizer to pull it out of the compost, and then you put fill crops to distribute it into the crops automatically, which it's still better than having to do it by hand. So that makes your life a lot easier for sure. So here is the egg collector. As you can see, all the dinos are out dropping eggs. It will collect any wild dino eggs that just be walking by and dropping on the ground here. And you can set it also in the radial menu by clicking E or holding E. And you can set it to pick up the fertilized eggs as well. Spoiling time in here is greatly increased, so you don't have to worry about them going bad or having to put them in the refrigerator. They're going to stay good, as you saw, for like 6,000 days. So you should be fine. Here is the refrigerated feeding trough, so that's pretty cool. It doesn't really work a whole lot different. The one thing I did notice though, and I do believe you do have to do this, is you have to hold the E. You're going to go down to the feeding list and add dinos to the list. And look, we do have a new dino here, the tech parasaur, so we did have to include him to be added to eat off that trough. That's pretty much it as far as that one goes, the feeding trough. It's not a whole lot different. And again, any of the settings for this mod can be changed in the any files, I think in the game user settings, but again, that will be on the mod page. Here is our wireless generator, which has no gas in it right now. AA wireless generator, which is pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much the gist of what we personally are using it for. Again, we're new to this mod. These mods are as new to me as they are to you. This is the AA dehydrator that makes the jerky a lot faster. Pretty standard. But yeah, again, these mods are new to us, just as they are to you. So I'm still learning them, and of course, all the mods are still being developed. They're still being worked on. There's going to be tons of updates and tons of changes. So I will definitely try to update as needed, I guess. If there's any mods that you guys want to see a mod review on, definitely leave a comment in the description or in the comment section of the video. And again, if the server is something you personally are interested in and you wanted to join us on Ark Ascended, feel free to join the Discord. It will be in the link, or the link will be in the description of the video. And subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all on Ascended. So thanks again, and I'll see you all next time.